Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play 1001 Games. I'm your host, Gaming Jay, and this is a demo. The full game is out now. The full game has been out for years, in fact, since 2005. This demo, if it were sentient, it would be shocked at just how much time has passed. It'd be old enough to vote, wouldn't it? I think so. Anyway, today we're playing Virtua Tennis, another game in the long-running Virtua series of Sega games. I think everyone knows, like, Virtua Fighter. Like, I think Virtua Fighter might be their most successful Virtua franchise, but there's, of course, Virtua Racing really early on, and there might even be other Virtua games. I'm not entirely sure. I didn't really know there was a Virtua Tennis, let alone a Virtua Tennis 2 and 3. And I think this game even appeared in arcades, which to me, it's like the heyday of arcades is like the NES and the Super Nintendo era, that sort of like 90s time, where like games in the arcade were still more beefy and more powerful and better than the games you could play at home. But the games you could play at home were really good and were rapidly catching up. And they were really good gameplay-wise. They compared very favorably to the arcade. But I remember always the Simpsons arcade game, you could not get it home, you know, and every time I saw that out and about, I'd always beg, you know, my mom or my grandma for quarters, or my uncle, and we would, like, you know, me and my brother, and my uncle, if he was there, because he played games with us, we would all play. So Simpsons arcade game. But it's sort of, once the PS1 started to come out, and especially by the PS2, it sort of felt like, in my own view, there was nothing left in the arcades that I couldn't play at home, so I'd rather play at home because it felt more economical. Like, I guess it really wasn't necessarily, but inserting a quarter every time you want to play, I mean, you know, if it even still is a quarter, nowadays, like 50 cents, $1, you know, like rapidly the price went up. Whereas if you just buy a game, you can play it forever, for hours, for days, for weeks, for months, for years. So this is a PS3 game, but I believe it also existed in the arcade. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, I think they even still make new arcade games, so this very well could have been an arcade game. And I don't know, do you guys still, like, when did you stop playing arcade games? I feel like when the PS1 launched, it was like, after that, I don't remember playing any new arcade games, but they must still be making them. Anyway, we're going to be playing some tennis today. You saw a little montage there showing us what awaits us. I think we have no options here, unless the analog stick is working. So we had no options there. I couldn't have selected anything but a singles tournament. But for a demo, I'm fully satisfied with that. We have some tennis people that I know absolutely nothing about. I've said many times on my channel I'm not a sports guy. Sometimes I can fake it to a very mild degree, but I will simply say this. If you like tennis, I apologize for what you're going to witness here today. But we have Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, and Maria Sharapova. Actually, that name's kind of familiar. And Venus Williams. I mean, I know Venus Williams. I don't actually know anything about her. I never watched the Will Smith movie. I saw Will Smith slap Chris Rock, and then later on accept an award for being Venus Williams' dad in a movie, but I didn't see the movie. I mean, who didn't see that moment where, I mean, okay, let's not get into that today. Anyway, let's play some tennis. How do we always court controversy on this channel? Just trying to keep it low key, man. All right, here are the controls. Lob, top spin. Oh shit. I got like 2. All right, we'll figure it out. Boom, max power. Boom. I'm gonna try and lob it. And then I'll do it. One of these. Oh, there we go. All right. Now, I'm not 100% sure how to play tennis games, believe it or not, but I think, boom. Oh, that was pretty easy. So I'm pretty sure you can hold left or right on the analog stick, and then you press a different button to hit, and you hit with like different speeds and stuff, and that's basically all there is to it. But, boom. I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna try and rush the net. Boom. Oh, and he survived. Survived that jump. Oh, we're at the Australia Challenge. That's cool. Australia is one continent I have never been to. Not sure if I want to because, you know, there's all the stuff of like they have giant spiders and kangaroos and insane heat stuff. But I will say I find the Australian accent awesome. Like, I don't know. I find it very like charming. There's some like YouTubers I watch who have Australian accents, and it's just, I don't know. I enjoy the Australian accent. Also the New Zealand accent. I was a big fan of Flight of the Conchords back in the day, but like I've known a few people who speak with New Zealand accents. I really enjoy them. So I don't know if this is offensive to say to people from Australia and New Zealand, but I feel like the Australian and New Zealand accents, I mean, they're different. They're definitely different. And I like them in different ways, but oh, come on, man. Oh, he got me. Oh no, I saved it. Boom. It's hard to play at a distance here. I can't get one over on him. That was really hard, actually. It's harder to play in the farther area. Boom. 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 Oh, hit it over. Ah, it's too hard. Oh my god, he's getting it on me. Where was I going with the accents? Oh, yes. I feel like both Australia and New Zealand accents feel like sort of exotic British accents to me. Again, not sure if that's offensive to anyone who actually is from Australia or New Zealand. I definitely don't mean offense to it. It's just sort of how it sort of sounds to me. But I guess the other thing, I mean, I like British accents too. Those are like classic fun accents. But I mean, I guess it's no surprise that, you know, Australian and New Zealand accents sound like variants of Britain because Australia started as a British penal colony, right? So it's like, it totally makes sense. Boom! Come on, get it to the right! It is so hard! Man, I dominated this guy early and I cannot get it now. Now that he's serving, he's just having me for lunch. There you go. Go! I guess, okay, tapping it seems to make a difference, is what I'm deducing here. Boom. Boom. There we go, we rocked it. Eat it, buddy. I like how the SPT, that was the Sega World Pro Tour. I guess, I was like, I like how it's in like a Sega font. And I just put together that maybe that's for a reason. Yeah, you're done. Deuce. Double deuce. I deuced him. Here's a fun fact. Do you guys know why tennis has such a weird scoring mechanism? Like, why does it go 15, 30, then 40, and then like, why is 0 love and all this stuff? I heard it's because they used to originally keep score with clocks. So, when you had no score, they couldn't call it 0 because there's no 0 clock. I don't know why love took over, but you have 15, it's like 15 minutes, 30 is 30 minutes. I don't know why they did 40 instead of 45. I don't know what kind of clocks they were using back then. I assume normal clocks. But then, yeah, when you score a point, you get the 60 minutes, basically. So, this is what I hear. I hear some things out there. Maybe I've fallen victim to some kind of strange internet hoax. But let's be Venus, because I have heard of her. Slice, topspin. I was doing more top spins. Now that I'm looking at what the buttons actually were. It's pretty basic buttons, too. Ooh, playing on grass now. I like that. Boom. I don't know who I'm playing against, but this chick's going down. Venus has gotcha. Now, my parents used to watch a lot of tennis in our house growing up. So, yeah, like, I was not a sports guy, but my parents, they were not sports people, but they definitely liked tennis. Boom. Come on. I'm gonna lob it. Whoa! I don't know what kind of tennis strategy there is, really. Like, here's my genius strategy. I'm trying to hit it to the left, and then when they run over there, I'm trying to hit it to the right, and vice versa. That's my only strategy in this game. I'm not using, like, different kinds of shots strategically, or anything like that. I don't have, like, a grand master plan here that I'm working on. I mean, if you guys thought I did, I really don't understand why, so... I mean, I feel like I'm preaching to the choir here. I don't think any of you regular watchers are like, oh yeah, Jay knows what he's doing for tennis and sports generally. He's a jock, that guy. I guess there's a good chance that if you're watching a YouTuber's video game Let's Play channel, they're probably, I wouldn't say not a sports guy, but they may not be a jock. You know what I mean? Like, just statistically speaking, it's probably a safe assumption. Not to say you can't like sports if you're into video games, but you may not be the most athletic. You know, not to buy into the stereotypes or anything. I guess increasingly these days, like when I was growing up, it was sort of like if you were really into computers and video games, you probably weren't as athletic, just statistically speaking. Also, you can tell I'm not athletic because I'm saying statistically speaking, but... but nowadays, I feel like everyone plays video games. Like, I feel like you would be weird at school if you were the jock who didn't play video games, you know? Because it's like video games cater to everyone, right? Like, you could be really into real-time strategy games, you could be into, like, Call of Duty, you could be into racing games or Forza games, you could be, you know, really into, like, small indie roguelikes, you know, like you could be a bro and still, like, totally game these days. Whereas, like, in the, I think, like, mid-80s, early 80s, it was, like, that'd be more weird, you know? We dominated, by the way. Venus is a beast. She just crushed them. Minigame Madness, 12 single and multiplayer party games. That's cool. I like how they have, like, a party game emphasis on this. I have always thought, even though I'm not, like, a sports game guy, even sports games I'm bad at, I think those games become exponentially more fun when you're playing it with someone or someones. Like, if you have a couple of friends over, you know, you have some drinks, you play some game. It almost doesn't matter what game you play at that point. Even if it's a bad game, as long as everyone is equally handicapped and crippled, it can actually be a really fun game. So the weird thing about video games is when you play them single, I feel like there's a totally different standard for what constitutes a good game. And when you're drinking with friends, sometimes the worse the game is, the more fun it is. As long as it's like competitive multiplayer, right? Like, as long as you're fighting against someone. Again, even if it's a really bad game, it sucks to play single player, who's gonna want to? But if you're both handicapped, then it's kind of chaotic and could be fun, so... yeah. Right, now we're playing as... I didn't catch it. Oh, Sharapova. We're playing against Venus Williams. Boom. Gonna rush the net. Eat that, Venus. Let's try rushing the net every time, and we'll see how that plays out for us. Feel like it may be bad. Maybe not. Oh, look at those angles. She could not compete. I'm like, can she even see? You see that? Chick's blind, man. Boom. You're done, Venus. Rush the net. See, now, if this was, I was playing against a person, you know, my buddy would be like, yo, that's cheap. And then my buddy would start rushing the net to me, and we'd both be rushing the net, and then the strategy would sort of cancel itself out. Funny how that works. I guess I wonder if eventually... No, actually, I take it back. Oh. Whoops, I thought I was the one serving. I didn't even realize I hit it back. That okay, that's how easy the game is. Didn't even realize that I didn't screw that one up. Boom. Rush the net again. Boom, you're done. I wonder if AI will ever get good enough in games where, like, it can learn you know, it can like cheese you as much as you cheese it. But, you know, I feel like that is just even if AI can do that, it's not nearly as fun. Because part of the fun of video games, the thing that makes multiplayer games so fun is like, you know, the pain that you cause to your friends. Winning at video games is pure Schadenfreude and like trashing your buddies. Oh, I'm making you work for it. Oh, they lobbed it over my head! The AI figured out a way! It figured a strategy. Can't believe it. Well, I'm not gonna stop doing it. Because you're too stupid to do it twice, AI. Oh, you son of a beach! Okay, I'm still gonna do it. It's a bad strategy. I mean, rushing the net is definitely... Oh, yeah, definitely a risky strategy. But, Sarapova there, Sharashniva, what's her name? Sharapova. I called her Sarapova. And then Sharasniza, that was just stupid. Anyway, long story short, I think even if AI could keep up, I don't think it would make a bad game any more fun. If you had a bad game and the AI was like sloppy too, you'd be like, what the F is this, right? Like, they can't even get the AI right, let alone the rest of the game. So it's almost like it doesn't matter. You want to have somebody to lord a victory over. You want to turn to a human after you've won a match and go, you suck, you know? Or just like laugh with them or whatever, you know what I mean? Doesn't have to be so cruel. This is why friends don't play video games with me. Yeah. Alright, here we go. This is our last match for the day. Let's just see if we can win through lobs. Boom! I think a lob would just go on forever. Like, there'd be no end to this. I guess you cannot win with lobs. There must be some internet challenge out there where it's like, I beat the computer with only lobs. It's impossible. Okay, I haven't been trying this bottom one. I'll try this one. Oh, that one's pretty good. Okay. Gonna try it with only the X move. Boom. Boom. Done, buddy. I guess. Yes! Yes! Keep it together, Chuck. Whatever the hell my name is. Nadal. Nadal versus Haas. Gonna rush the net. You're done! Yeah, no way you're catching that. So yeah, we did watch tennis in my house. My parents did, so like, definitely I grew up watching a lot. And they had tennis rackets, and they played occasionally. My grandma played tennis when she was younger and stuff like that. But, They put me in tennis lessons. I hated it. Holding the tennis racket is interesting because there's like the forehand and the backhand. You have to like rotate the racket and stuff, and like, too much for me. I just, you know, at least with baseball, it doesn't matter the angle at which you're holding the bat in your hands, but in tennis, it's like you had to like rotate it specifically, and I was never good at that. So I remember being in baseball lessons as a kid too, and that was okay. I'm gonna lob this one. Oh, trick! I tricked you! Oh, I'm just screwed now. Boom. Oh! Okay, I gotta back off. Oh! Damn, son! That was a power move! I guess I do know the broad strategy of tennis. I don't know if there's any other strategy. Like, what am I missing here? Like, what kind of strategies exist in tennis? There's a question for you guys. For you folks who actually know tennis, what are like the strategies that go into a match? Very curious. I'm pretty sure the hit left then hit right is definitely a strategy. Like, that's how you win many of these. But like, is there like meta game to this? You know, like, is there like meta strategy? Like, I think you're gonna hit left, so I'm gonna go left, and this and that. I think the one thing this game is missing that I do remember from my youth, though, is a lot of grunting and screaming. Like, every time someone hits a ball, they go, huh, huh, That is not in the game. Not authentic tennis if you don't have that. Plus, you know, the cheerleaders and fireworks and all the other accoutrements with typical tennis. I love the look of my guy, R. Nadal. Look at his face. He looks like he's just witnessed somebody get hit in the nuts. He was looking like, ooh, like that's gotta hurt. He was sympathetic to the nut shot. Alright, well, this has been Virtua Tennis 3, one of the games in the book, 1,000 video games you must play before you die. You know what, honestly, as far as tennis games go, like, it was solid, it was fine. See, there's that shot, that look on his face, he's like, ooh, that's gotta hurt. Yeah, as far as tennis games go, seems good, seems playable. I think, I mean, it's hard to judge how much harder it would get, but I'm kind of glad that we don't get to see, because then I can pretend I'm somewhat competent, because as soon as any kind of challenge emerge, I don't know what the strategies are, right? Like, I wouldn't even know what to do. So, you know, if you're not a tennis guy or tennis gal, I'm not sure if this will appeal to you, but, you know, if you have some friends over, sure. As I say, almost any game can work then. Sometimes even games that you may not even like single player are really fun to play with your friends, so this one seemed good. I could see playing it with friends. The controls felt, you know, intuitive. I could figure it out really easily. I'm sure there's some strategic depth here, but yeah, there you go. What do you guys think of Virtua Tennis 3 here? Is it a game you've played before? Do you have tips and tricks, fond memories, anything else you'd like to share? Sound off in the comments down below. And as always, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little stroll down memory lane with a retro game, I say in quotes. The game is 21 years old, but you guys know me, if it doesn't have pixel art, and it didn't come out in the 1990s or earlier, I still don't consider it retro. I don't know. People will fight me on that, and that's fine, but I don't know. This looks as shiny to me as any PS5 game, so I literally can't tell the difference anymore. I'm like, am I playing a game from 2005 or 2025? I'm old, I can't tell. Anyway, guys, I hope you did enjoy this video, like the video, all that stuff, and I will catch you in the next one. Until next time, my friends, you'll take care of yourselves. We'll see you soon. Peace.